Geetz.
So anyway,
Your father had a speakeasy?
we had a speakeasy, and there was a woman, an old woman. And this is 1930. Figure this out. 30. No wait. Yeah, it was the late 30s because that's the Depression.
No booze allowed.
No, until 33. Until 33, that changed. And I could still hear Roosevelt on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
This is your president. Have no fear, but fear itself. then this was called the midnight or the Sunday night on the radio. He'd say, "Have no fear, for fear itself." Then somebody would, whoa, clap. Yeah, my prick. And I remember my father. How the hell did he have this? Oh, he had a speakeasy for the living room on Front Street in Patty. So then
my God, Geetzy boy, you're the best.
My one sister went with my grandmother, lived up in the street, and my sister Betty and I went with my mother and father to Styles.
We're going down it.
So anyway, every Saturday then, my father would take me by the hand. I'd have to hold his hand, and he'd pull a wagon. We'd go from Styles to Copley, and that's where they dealt out the food. You got in bags, like brown bags was skim milk. You know what? You had to put the milk in water. You know what it tasted like? Fucking I don't know what. and that was your. And then you had mush. That was some kind of food they gave, and something and prunes. They were as hard as this fucking wall, and then you went like this. You shot little
we
pieces.
live in a great world.
You fucking ain't right. And
we're living.
How good Roosevelt.
We're living in a great world, dude.
You know
what? And your dad used to have the cows. Was that your dad or your grandfather?
Yeah, they had a grandfather milked the cows, and they had a sheet like, and then the milk had to go through that. That's how they milked the cow, and then they strained it. Yeah, in a thing. Then he used to do this in the afternoon, make the milk. Then the next day he'd deliver it, and he did this for like 30 years, from like the early 20s till 40 already, in the early 40s, because then he died at 45. And damn. That's how you pull that fucking wagon every Saturday to get with food in the ass.
Look at this fucking tits compared to mine, like.
You're half women though now.
You know what I mean?
He's
dude. He's like fucking ripped, and I'm like,
how the fuck did this? I'm gonna tell you this.
What's that?
How the hell they did this? Yeah, but anyway, Jesus Christ Almighty, that was something. Oh, and in school, when you went to school, like I went to first grade in 1939. You know what? You got a glass of grapefruit juice. It was so fucking bitter you couldn't. You almost. They'd give you that. And you had pants, you could get pants, knickers, they were like one color, and the girls got a dress. And everybody knew that you were on relief, they called that. Everybody was on relief. The whole fucking town, everybody was on relief. I remember my father, this is now in the late 30s, then he would put my mother's stocking on their head to keep warm, because there was no fucking gloves and all that shit, rags. They used to get like a sheet, and they'd cut it into streaks, and then they'd put them around your feet.
Have to get this through my
and then now these guys are saying Roosevelt, he's copying off of Roosevelt. Not this guy, he ain't copying, because Roosevelt wasn't doing any fucking thing. Oh, that was a mess.
Yeah, I gotta get stuff on my computer, Stevie.
One more flop and you're going to fall on top of your head, and they're going to have to pick them up, and there's going to be blood all over the fucking place here. What are we going to do then?
I love it.
Anyways, you have to know that. People didn't know that.
Right.
I remember my uncle, I had an uncle. Oh, and I could still remember this. How old was I in the 40s? When the bums were still on the railroads. The railroads were a big thing in trolley cars. And I was like 13. I used to walk up from Caddy, and now we're back in Caddy. And under the bridges, these hobos, they call them. They didn't call them bums, they were hobos. And one guy was like Harry the Umbrella Man. He carried like a thing, and then go to people's houses and shine their knives, you know. Because everybody had to use knives. They had to cut their own meat. There was no going down here, cut the ham in half. I used to go up to these fucking guys, Harry the what do you call man? Umbrella man, and then there was another guy, oh Jesus Christ. You know what they'd do? They had a pot.
I love it.
It was like a pot this big, under the Hockendock and Caddy Bridge. And these bums would sit there, cold, fire, sleep out in the winter, there's no place to go.
Right.
But I could still see the guys, and after a while they took me like as if I was, I like to just watch them sitting there. Now these guys would walk and they'd get off a train slow, you know, because everything was, and they used to have women, I forget what they were called, that on and they said, oh, boxcar pussy. Yeah. There was women that left their families and tried to go to different states and hop on a train. And like I had an uncle went on trains, train to train to train to train. Took him about 6 months to get to California. And he always told me this story. He says, here you got off the train from here to California off trains. Like taking a boxcar here, a boxcar there.
Unbelievable.
And he said, here we got off the train and some guy says, how you doing, Herman Gruller? See, my grandfather was Grullers, all of Hermans, Germans. And his name was Herman Gruller. Here he fell off this train, just jumped off the train, you know.
Right.
And some guy looked at him, how you doing, Herman? He went, and he always remembered that when I was a kid before that, he used to watch the cows too. The cows had to go out and eat grass, you know, like in Styles. Oh, what the fuck is going on?
Styles, that's Caddy, right? Or Copley?
No,
Copley.
What happened with the Herman now?
Well, Herman come back. He joined the army. How the fuck did he do? He got in the Second World War. I think he got shot in the fucking leg or something. Yeah. What a guy. He was such a good guy. He always used to take me by the hand and, oh, what the fucking going on. But anyways.
Fucking Herman.
And I went into Sangerbond and this girl said, you know who that man is? Me.
That's
swear to God.
fucking Herman.
She says, that was Frank Groller's nephew. Yeah, they told all those people in the Sangerbond. So you know what I did? I went over there and Anna said, hey, all these people knew your grandfather. Because my grandfather was a member of, in 1916 on the Sangerbond. 1916, he was in there. And you know what I did? They were saying, oh my God, like as if I was a god. I pulled out a 20, I just give them all a drink. then about a couple weeks, they give them all a drink. They thought I was
body compared to
they
mine.
thought I was a hero.
About the same. You got 27 years on you.
He's got 20 years on me and he's
30.
fucking...
Your drink some of this.
He's more ripped than I am.
You know what I have like this? I have...
You know what I mean? I'm like...
Steve, watch it now. He's going to dump it on you.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
I have one at home like
He's more
this.
ripped
You
than
put it
I
in the
am.
freezer.
Yeah, you put it in the freezer,
Yeah,
then it
nice
stays.
up.
And when you drink it, that's what you should do. Put that in the freezer. Then when you drink your beer here,
You
just
know
dump
what?
the beer in the
You know, you guys like annoy me.
His mother would know Styles. You know that? Your mother.
Yeah,
your
Mom is
yeah.
like thing.
She was from Styles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Name, baby.
Jesus Christ. Let me tell you something. That was the fucking craziest thing. You know what we used to do? We were like 12 years old. The trolley cars used to go through Caddy. West Caddy, Fullerton Caddy, up Front Street.
I jumped
and then there was, the
trains.
trolleys had like a thing, and it was hooked on to the wires. That's how they went. They had wires. They were electric. You know what I mean?
Yep. I jumped in
and
trolley
here
cars.
we used to get on the trolley because you could hop on it very easy, and there was like a big light there. Everybody held onto the thing. If you want to go from one end of Caddy to the other, you hop it on the trolley, but the guy would stop and say, "Get off the goddamn trolley!" Because he had to go. He had to stop the trolley and go back there. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I did that shit.
Yeah, we hopped trolley cars. Even to go to Northampton, you hop it up. There she goes now. There, that's the one I.
Bitch.
That's one what?
Yeah, that was the good old days.
That was
Let me
a
fucking
bitch.
tell you about the good old days.
Yeah.
Rhubarb. No, we used to do. Everybody in their heart had rhubarb. That was just like grass. Would go and grab it. Rhubarb.
Oh yeah.
You had a bar. Now it's.
I got it on the side of the house. Go grab it when you want.
Yeah,
It's on the side of my
I
house.
wasn't. I lived on it.
Yeah, you're done with
I
that
told you
shit.
about the guy. Then my first job when I was with the 9th grade at Caddy Schroten, setting up pins.
Stevie.
We climbed the tree about as
It's a
high
biography.
as this, about as high as this, and the guy come over after about 11 o'clock that night. He said, "Get off this fucking the cherry tree, bullseye." This guy, Goodwood. He used to get off this fucking chair. I'll break all your legs up there. Holy Christ. We're sliding down. We'll get the fuck out of here.
Break
The
all
guy
your
was
legs.
going to kill us. What do you think?
Hey, we got 10.5 minutes of good story, man. I love it. I love it. I love hearing about the old days.
Oh,
The
I
old
do
days.
too.
Harry, you know,
Geetz got to park his car in here.
you know Roosevelt's wife,
Where's your car?
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Eleanor.
It's in my garage.
Now let me tell you something story. My mother left us to go on a commission, line like hell. She wound up going to Nebraska in that Center Straight all the way down. They have carnivals. She joined the carnival.
No way.
She's 60 years old. We didn't see her for 10 years. And you know what?
When was this?
19. Hey, don't spit in the goddamn floor. My mother gets on, and she wound up in Texas from those carnivals, like those, you know, they have in Nebraska down through the
Yeah.
things. She winds up down on the Mexican border.
Yeah, it's
The only
good
one
story.
knew my
It's a
mother
good story.
I never knew where she
Take
was.
this.
She just left me and the kids like goodbye. Got in the fucking train and she left. She went all over the goddamn country. So here's what happened. So now 10 years. My father dies in 70. Yeah. 70.
Take this.
67.
This is
My
good.
mother. So my one sister was a rat. She kept in contact where my mother was. My mother was epileptic, but she got over that after she was 18 or something. They come out with a pill, in fact, she just died last year, 98 years old. So anyways, my father died. Now my father was like him, tight with money, and we had like 15,000. That was a lot of money. Don't hit me up, bat you in a fucking kick him.
No,
Here's what happened then. My mother gets a car, a 1947 Chrysler. I figured this out.
I
It's
love
a big tub of shit.
This story's great.
And
This
she's down in
story's good.
Texas, okay?
I love this story.
Never drove a car. Never
She
drove
didn't
a
even
car.
have a license.
Never have a license, but she'd had a gun.
Right. right.
And you know what
I love
happened?
this
And you know what
story.
happened? This is a true story. She went from Texas. She was selling wash machines, those old fat, to the Mexicans on the border. Here, she drove from there. You know what she did? She practiced for 2 days in a field how to get this goddamn car going. Drove from Texas to Catasauqua. Now figure that out.
I love it. I love this story.
Everybody
This is
starts
the
saying,
best.
Eva. What
Uh-huh.
the hell's the matter with her?
Eva.
That was her name, Eva. I said, Jesus Christ. Here she comes back with this goddamn car. And then she stayed here. Then died here and lived here and every fucking thing. And made my talk about this guy bad. She hit a guy with a hammer. I told you that hammer. My father used to say,
Steve,
and if anybody,
The battery's blinking. It's gonna end soon.
We gotta say this
you know
shit.
what my mom
like,
would do?
holy
My
fuck.
mom had a.
Oh
she had
my God!
she had a
I
fucking-
love this shit.
She come out here.
Keith,
She
I
come
love
out
this
here.
stuff.
You didn't know you weren't even born yet.
I know.
She'd come out here about 3
He's
times.
young pup.
Really?
He's like 15
Your mom?
years younger than me.
And you know what?
She wasn't here. Yeah, I never saw her.
Yeah,
never
he's
saw.
15 younger than me.
She went over to the Downs and she started playing horses. She was like 88. She got in the Chronicle and took a picture of her, the oldest woman betting bets over here. I told her you have all those. When I was
My battery's gonna die soon.
Like that was like
when my
the-
mother,
the-
I was making money, and that's why I got all the girls. Like I tell you what, I set up pins. Dick Tracy, the greatest basketball coach. I'll bring him here sometime. I'll tell you. He'll say, I used to play in them summer leagues down there. All the great Larry Millers. I didn't even play high school, and I could outscore the cocksucker. And they're all scared of me to start it. Who the fuck did I beat up in there too?
Who'd you beat up?
I guess I don't know somebody. fucking. Hey, we need some lights in this bar. Where's he going? Yeah, that good old fucking day. She'll tell you how it was. She'll tell you.
Uh-oh.